As you can see behind me, today we're building a £1,500 gaming PC. For the motherboard, we've gone for the Asus TUF Z390 Plus Gaming. For the processor in this system, we've gone for the Core i9 9900K. To cool the i9, we've gone for the Corsair H45 water cooling system. For memory, we've gone for Kingston's HyperX Fury. This is 32 gigs and it's running at 3200 MHz. For the boot drive, we've gone for a Crucial P1M.2 drive. For pure gaming performance, we've gone for the RTX 3070, and this is EVGA's XC3 model. And finally, for power supply, we've gone for the AeroCool Cyclone. It's a 700 watt semi-modular power supply. I can hear you guys saying already, Jake, why didn't you go for Intel's 10th generation or the new Ryzen series? And the honest truth is, we couldn't quite afford it and stretch to that in the budget. If we'd spent an extra £150, we might have been able to get the right board and the right processor. But still, we're trying to keep within that budget of £1,500, and this is going to be a killer machine. It's time to get building this thing. Let me know in the comments box down below what you think to this build so far. Okay, so starting off with the processor, we're going to insert that into the socket here on the board. Now we're going to install the memory in dual channel configuration. This is the NVMe drive. It's going to store Windows 10 and all the apps and games. This is the backplate for the water cooler. So now I'm preparing the case for the components to be installed. So we're going to install the board into the case and secure it down with the screws. Now it's time to install the CPU water cooler, which is a lot harder than you'd think with one set of hands. Things are really coming together now, so it's time to install the power supply. Modular power supplies are excellent because you can install only the cables you require. Now I have the fantastic job of routing all the wires through and plugging them into the board. Can't forget the front panel connectors. I know it's hard to see, but they're all connected. There it is, the showpiece. RTX 3070. Again guys, let me know what you think to the cable management down in the comments below. This is how the PC is looking inside. The build is now complete and it's time for us to try and switch this thing on for the very first time. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Okay then, let's see what we can do to fix this. The machine is now booted. I had to do a bit of troubleshooting to find out that one of the sticks of memory is dead on arrival, so that will need to be RMA'd. It does look absolutely awesome though. The water cooling system there for the processor, the board that lights up, the EVGA on the 3070 graphics card. And I hope the customer is going to be very, very happy with this. It's a nice case as well. I really like this Fractal design. It's got that sort of professional look to it. So I've removed the original memory kit that was installed into this machine as one of the modules is dead on arrival. And we've got some Clevbolt X memory to replace it. And it's got some really great reviews on Amazon. So let's see how it performs when it's installed. Alright then, let's try and get this thing switched on and see what happens. Yeah, it's going to post. There's no memory light. Here we go. I've just come into the BIOS here just to check the XMP profile is enabled for this memory, and it is indeed running at 3200 MHz. You can see both DIMMs are showing there, 16 gig each. This is my post-build checklist. I'm going to go through each of these items to ensure the machine's working properly before it's sent out to the customer. I'm using MSI's Combustor to test out the graphics card and Prime 95 to push the CPU to its limits. This test will run for an hour, and if the system survives okay, it's 100% stable. Alright, so 1 hour later, I'm going to report the GPU temperature at 67 degrees. And the processor temperature, on average 65, 66, put it down to 66. Brilliant. Now it's time to test out some Modern Warfare and see how we get on. So let's revisit what I've built here. This is a £1,500 gaming PC, VR ready, super powerful, and it's nice and quiet too. The water cooling really works well in this machine because it keeps that processor nice and cool. You saw in the results there, on Call of Duty Warzone we got over 170 frames per second with everything full settings. Now granted, that is a 1080p monitor. Most people will be at 1440 or 4K, but still the results are incredible for this price point. I'm really pleased with how this build has come out, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build it too. If you guys have got any comments, just leave them right down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye now!